And again, welcome. We are not going to meet every week. I'm going to share and pull up.
Grayson, go get your pizza, baby. Run, run, run.
If everybody will mute yourself, please. Thank you. Um, this is what I call the agenda. And so you can see we're meeting tonight, and then we will not meet again until week 5. Then we will meet again in week 9, and then we'll have our readiness checks in week 10. Okay. We feel real confident that you guys now in 605, you got this, you know the routine, you know the peer review process. So, we're just here to facilitate and answer questions. And the other thing is you've done all the work for NCPPA Task 3. You've just got to put it together. Dr. Stedman?
No, I'm just happy that we're with you at this ending juncture of this program, and I'm excited for all of you. I just want you to, after all this is over with, and we'll say this again, please keep up with us and let us know all the good things that's happening to you and
Yes.
for you.
Now, our goals for this clinical course, you will get you ready to submit the NCPPA Task 3 to Pearson by the end of the semester. You will complete your clinical log, final clinical log. Your task stream artifact is called the LTAP. We've done something a little unique with this in that we're folding in, and this stands for Leadership, Theory, and Practice. So we're folding in 3 assignments of your coursework that we'll talk about a little bit here, but mostly in your course. And then you'll complete your other task stream requirements. So that's our goal to help facilitate you through this process. So to do in the course, now this is not all that you're going to have to do in Dr. Stedman or Dr. Stone's course, but the case studies 1, 2, and 3 will make up, you'll put those together in a template, and that's going to make up your artifact that you turn in to TaskStream. It's called Leadership, Theory, and Practice. And we think at this time you're ready for that application. You've had your theory and you're ready for your application now. So I think you'll look forward to doing those things in your coursework. And again, they're going to bleed over and be used for your grade in the coursework, but also for your task stream work. Any questions on that? How we're blending that together? Okay, now let's get over on the NCPPA side. Um, First of all, don't forget you've got to do EVA for this class. Just like your regular coursework, you've got to go in and do EVA, enrollment verification activity. There is a link, a discussion board for you to introduce yourselves. And I know you've done that before, but it just really gives us a place that we can hold your information that's easier for us to get to and others in the class, rather than have to try to go back to former class shells and try to find your information. And don't forget that you need to do your AI attestation again as well. We do that every semester. Now, let me say this one time about AI. You have to be undetectable in your case studies because that's the work that's going to TaskStream in order for you not to have to redo it. The AI has to be undetectable. And to be undetectable, it has to be less than 19%. Friends, if you are using a Mac computer, your AI is going to hit high, and there is nothing you can do about it. I don't recall any of you in the spring semester still working on a Mac computer, but if you are, for this work in the case studies that's going to go into TaskStream that we are going to run through, turn it in. Be sure you do not use a MacBook for that work. Questions on that? All right, we're going to just quickly review your Artifact 1, Artifact 2, Artifact 3, and Artifact 4. We may not get to 4 this time, but you know how things go, so these are peer reviews. This is a template, and I don't know if you filled this out last semester when you were working with your student teacher. You should have done this as a pre-observation template. Hopefully you did, and this is your template. Now you will need, do not write on this copy. This is a Google Doc. You need to make a copy and save it to your drive or even save it to your hard drive as a Word document. But this is the template that you will have to use for NCPPA. Let's look at what the rubric requirements are. Oh man, hold on just a second. For some reason, that did not come up well.
Doctor, while you're doing that, I have a quick question. For our peer reviews, and you're probably going to go into this, are we going to have the same peer review group that we had last semester?
Yes,
Okay.
those will be the same. Unless you were extremely unhappy with the work, the feedback that you were getting. And I thought the feedback was really strong. But
Good.
unless you are, feel like you're not getting feedback or getting it in a timely manner, then yes, you keep the same peer review teams/partners. Okay, so this comes straight from your handbook. It's what I always copy. And remember, this is for the template. These are the things that need to be in the template. I'm not going to go over that because you know that. Documents by category. When you turn in this first task 1, you will have category 1 documents, 2 documents, and that's probably it. Category 1 and 2 documents. Well, you may have some category 3 documents as well. But I think it's going to help you if you will build your category documents as you go through your artifacts. All right? And that way you can't put them in your category documents if you don't reference them in your artifacts. So let's put them in there and get them peer reviewed as we go. Here is a strong example, and this is in the template, and you can see how this person, even within the template, had some subheading. Well, these subheadings, I guess, come actually from the template. And I've tried to do this for every one of your peer reviews so that you, as you're writing it, you will know what it needs to look like. And this is the Artifact 1 feedback from the reviewer. Now, as far as I know, there are no word limitations, word count, and page number limitations on this pre-observation form. So you need to make sure you're being thorough with it and that the evaluators get a good feel for that pre-observation session that took place. See, you don't have a pre-observation video. So you've got to make it come to life in this Artifact 1. Questions on that? No?
Dr. Revis, this is only my opinion because we don't know anything. I feel like because of what task 3 consists of, I think that that's probably going to be one that the reviewers look at very, very strongly because it's a culmination of a lot of stuff over the past year.
Right. They also look very heavily at that post-observation meeting because they want to see your leadership. They want to see how you're giving feedback, how you are providing additional support, etc. So make sure you make these your peer review for Artifact One. Make sure you make that strong. Again, you don't have a video, you've got to make it come to life on paper. And make sure your post observation meeting is strong as well. They really want to look at that. And they are looking to see how you analyze what you observed in the observation, how you developed your analysis. So, peer review artifact number 2 is your teacher observation video recording. Now, we made you do 2 rounds of observations. So, 2 rounds of pre-observation conferences, observation, and post conferences. You got to choose one of those rounds. Let me say that again. Choose one round. Don't choose a pre observation conference for the first observation that you did. Show a video on the second one, and then come back and do a post conference on the first one. All of them need to be the same. Okay? We did that as a safety net to make sure that you had an opportunity to get what you want. So before you start this, if you haven't already, you need to look and make sure that which one of your observations you want to take through this process.
Because remember, that's going to be the 15 minutes, right, Dr. Revis? 15 minutes uncut of one of them. So, like Dr. Revis said, I'd look at both of them, and I would look at the one that would of the two that would better support me.
And you might want to also look at your post conferences
Right,
because that is a video as well that you have to turn in.
right,
And you may think, oh, I want to use the observation from this round. No, it's got to be the same round, or your artifact's not going to make sense.
right.
They're just going to be a jumbled mess. So, any questions on that? And I know you've not had a long time in between semesters to have looked at anything,
I have a question.
but maybe you have started looking at some of those artifacts in the video recordings that you did. All right.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
there we're gonna have the pre-observation. I mean, I videoed my pre-observation, but that's not gonna be. I just did that so I could know what to do on the observation form. So
That's good.
yeah. So, but we're only gonna be posting 2 videos, 2 15-minute unedited videos because I did 30-minute observation of my class. Are the 2 15-minute videos?
You've got the video of your observation, and
Yes.
you've got your video of your post conference.
Okay, 2 videos. Okay.
Okay. And when you are peer reviewing, make sure you need to open up that video and make sure you can review it
Mm-hmm.
and go through, what kinds of things you should have. All right. Now, here is a link, and this is in your NCPPA handbook, but I just wanted to draw your attention to it. Here is a link that helps you tips for users of Pearson ePort. Now, that's not one on the video compression guide for a Mac or a PC, the cropping guide, and the exporting guide. So, guys, I've told you up front, you're going to be on your own here. Don't look for me to help you because I don't know that much about all this stuff. But you guys are very tech savvy. And some of you may say, well, wait a minute, I didn't think we could use a Mac. You can for Pearson. You can. But anything you do for Gardner Web Task Stream and that's going to run through Turnitin, you got to use your PC. Any questions? Just look at those video compression guides and the cropping and exporting guides. All right. Artifact 3. That's your post-observation video. So again, you're checking in the peer review to make sure it's 15 minutes unedited in one of those formats, that the video segment clearly shows both you and the teacher observed. And, I just put these things down just to kind of make sure you're looking for some things. Does it clearly capture the essential qualities of the observed teaching practices are aligned with the standards-based instructional focus area? So I hope if you guys were working on small group instruction to support reading comprehension, that you have videos of small group instruction and your teacher working in and out of those groups. Or if you decided that your instructional focus was going to be graphic organizers, that you have a video, that your 15-minute video shows your teachers and students using a graphic organizer within that video. And there's just some, again, here you would have your lesson plan and work samples. You may have some of those things in there as well. But my guess is most of that is going to come in Artifact 1. You may have some student work samples. All right. Now you see your due dates. This is when they are due to Dr. Stedman and I. This is, okay, this is your peer review on your classmate. And it's due on these dates. They're spread throughout. And then here's peer review for Artifact 4. And this is your analysis of the observed teaching. This is one where you've got to have a limitation of 2 pages, 1,000 words, and so you can see everything that needs to be there. And again, you may have some artifacts or category documents. The other thing you have to be working on is your clinical log. And I'm going to have Dr. Stedman talk about that in just a minute. And then we're going to ask that you register for Task 3 by June the 8th. And there is a place in our clinical shell for you to show your registration. Be sure that when you take a screenshot, that screenshot shows your name. If it doesn't show your name, we can't give you credit for it. So make sure the screenshot you take says that you have registered your specific name. All right, Dr. Stedman, you want to talk about the mid-semester clinical log?
Well, nothing has changed. It's the same process. You've got all the materials and the resources that you need in your shell to be able to complete it. The difference being that it's only 100 instead of 200 hours this time. Yay, I know you're happy about that. So just make sure that you look at the breakdown again, that you're just follow the template like the guidelines and the template like you have in the past. And our first, Dr. Revis, the first half of it is due. Do you know what date that is?
Yes.
It's about week 5, something like that.
Yes. June 21st.
June 21st. We should see 50% of of your work then, and then the other 50% will come at the end. And you've already submitted your semester one log, or 601, 603. Those are history. They're cleared now. So the only thing that you'll have to submit to TaskStream is what you're doing this summer. So, but remember, you can't just get it all over with in 5 weeks and say, "Well, I'm through." The state requires that you complete your internship up until the last week that you're in the program. So,
And if you will look at the bottom, you won't have 70 hours of leadership, um, because your whole thing, this will change for you.
right.
Okay. But you do need to tally them, and we should see 100 total hours.
Right. And you can make those changes on the key at the bottom yourself when you're completing that. Katie?
That's what I was going to ask. I couldn't find the breakdown since what we do in TaskStream is slightly different.
Okay,
This
okay.
Let me
Hmm,
let me pull this up, the clinical
it
requirements.
should be in there.
These are your clinical requirements.
Okay.
Let me download it. Be easier for us to read. We'll look at it, Katie. Of course you are in the 12-month spring semester. Here we go. 100 hours. 60 hours will come from your leadership work, task 2. Your leadership work is going to be your NCPPA work that you've done and your case study work, right, Dr. Stedman?
Right. Right.
And
Dr. Avis, I didn't realize that. I'll go back in and change the language of that, Katie.
yeah.
Yeah, I will change. I didn't realize that had not been changed.
But we want to see 60 hours of leadership, 40 hours broken down in these areas. This is the one you have to worry about. Of course, in the summer, there are not that many opportunities. But for some of you, you've got a couple weeks of school left, and there are a lot of activities that happen in these
Mhm.
last hours. So last school day. So we would like to see uh we want to see 60 hours at the end of week 5 and 40 at the end of week 9. Is that what we want to do, Dr. Stedman?
Yes.
Okay. And
And
that's just to keep you from getting so rushed right there at the end.
I'll have that corrected by sometime tomorrow. That'll be corrected, and a new one will be put in your shelves.
Okay. But go ahead. Well, I think in fact you could start logging hours as soon as you finished and cleared your log from spring semester. You can log those hours.
Dr. Stone said we could start May 9th as our start date for those hours.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
But I know that's before, like Dr. Stone had given us a date, and then you had given us a different date, and it was just right after we started the other log. Like for like December, we finished and we turned that stuff in, and then we could start from December onward, even though Dr. Stone said we could start in January, but we already logged hours from December. Like I've been logging hours since the 25th because I turned in my stuff the 24th.
Hey, listen,
I am the same.
it's
Don't worry
going to,
about it.
don't worry about it. It's going to Dr. Revis and it's going to me.
Okay.
You'll be okay. Okay,
Yeah.
just follow direct. You'll be okay. So don't stress over that. Okay.
So, guys, the next time we meet, you've got assignments due. You've got this peer review artifact 1 due the 25th. That is not long. That's next week, right? So you need to get on that. And again, I would suspect that you have everything. If you've not already written it up, it won't take you long to do that. Your case study 1, which your instructors will talk to you about, that's due on the 31st. I will try to remind you with an announcement every week. You should be working on this, but I can't promise you that I will. But we've tried to lay these out for you to show you what you need to be working on week 2 when we don't have a session. Week 3, week 4, and we will see you back on week 5, and you'll be halfway through.
And listen, if you are not in my class and you're with Dr. Stone and you need any of the weeks that we're not meeting, if you need to speak with Dr. Revis and me, just we'll be going up until 7 o'clock, or just send a message to Dr. Revis and we'll give you the link to join the tail end of my class if we need to go over something, if there's a question or something. Is that okay, Dr. Revis?
Sure.
While we've got them on that night, we can go ahead and clear that. If there is a question about something, just reach out to Dr. Revis. My class, you'll already have our attention because you'll be with us. Okay. But we won't do that until the end anyway. So that would give time for anybody in Dr. Stone's class to do whatever Dr. Stone wanted you to do, and then check out and check in with us again if you needed to. Okay.
We wanted to have our class at 6 and the coaching at 7, but somehow that got switched. And anyway, this is our setup, and we're going to fly with it. So, of course, if you have questions, you can email us at any time, and we will try to get back to you. Guys, it's a 10-week semester, really less than that, because we have to do readiness checks on week 10. It's going to be intense, but then you're done.
And guys, Dr. Revis is right. Now we've been flexible with some, and you've gone over and beyond due dates sometimes. You can't do that this summer. There is absolutely no time to get behind.
I had a candidate in 601 in the spring. She missed all her due dates. Guess what? She had nobody to review her work, for NCPPA. Now, yeah, she got zeros for it, but with everything else we were doing, it really didn't pull her grade below to a C, but she has no support for NCPPA. So if, you and your partner need to make sure that you are Johnny on the spot, however you've done it in the past. It has been working for you. But it's so critical, I think, to give that really quality feedback to each other. And it's been some of the best feedback I've ever seen since I've been teaching.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are
Well,
taking it
well,
very
Dr. Revis,
seriously.
overall, the work that you have completed for task 1 and task 2, we have been highly impressed with the work.
Even though we can't really read it.
Right. We kind of know what you're doing because it's tied in with some other stuff that you're doing. So, but we've been highly impressed with your work ethic throughout this program. And don't let it down now just because I've said that. Okay.
They won't. We've got several classmates out tonight because of end of the year school activities, and either with their personal self or their children. And so you don't have to come to these sessions. We'll record them and we'll post them. But just don't get behind, because summer's going to go so fast. I hate to say that because you're just beginning your summer. Some of you have not even started your summer break, but it will go fast. Katie?
I may have missed it, but do you all have a date for when the task 2 scores are going to be released for NCPPA?
I do. Now, if I can find it on my desk, that may be a different question.
It's 28, I think.
I think the 20, yeah, that rings a bell.
6/28.
It's when the scores are going to be back.
Yes.
Okay.
I
The
wrote it down.
28th of May
28th of June.
June.
or of June. Okay, got you. Okay.
Typically,
Let me double-
but now your scores that you're going to turn in at the end of
Sorry, I'm sorry. The 26th. So 26th is that Friday. I apologize. I wrote it down on my planner.
good
26th.
job. Now you're going to submit. You will submit NCPPA task 3 July the 29th, I believe is what we got you scheduled for. But you won't get anything back until September the 9th, 4th, September 4th. So there you go. Now you may say, well, I can't apply for jobs. Oh, yes, you apply for jobs. And some of you already have jobs while working on this. Your pay, most school districts in the state will go back and pay you retroactively based on that when you've once finished all your licensure stuff. But I can't promise you that. It depends on, which state and school district you're in. But
Well, they can go ahead and start paying them on the scale if they choose to.
that's right.
They can't principals, but they can assistant principals.
Right. Heather, how are you?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
So I had a question. I had an interview this week for an AP position and they asked and I told them yes, but I really wasn't sure. When we finish and get all of our NCPPA scores back, is there additional steps to get our license that you guys will guide us through, or will we automatically get a license? How does that work?
Gardner Webb will handle that, Dr. Revis.
Dr. Stebbin and I don't handle it, but
Uh,
they will walk you through it. Gardner
Right.
Webb will
Okay,
walk you
so we'll
through
get
it.
some guidance
Yeah.
once everything
Yeah.
comes through. Okay.
Heather, and hold that question.
They
We will
posted
have
something on the record.
we will have a town hall towards the end of the summer,
Yeah.
and those are things that Dr. Stone will fully explain during that time, because
Okay.
he'll still be in charge of all that.
Okay. Perfect.
But we encourage you, if you have not started applying for jobs, get out there. Get out there. And in fact, if you're in Dr. Stedman's class tonight, aren't you doing a session on interview
It's next Tuesday.
next Tuesday? Okay. So we want to give you the skills you need to move ahead. Don't let this degree not stand in your way. Now is when you can get your jobs. All right, I've talked all I need to talk. Any questions?
Guys, you've got this. I mean, you know nothing has changed in how you do things. It's just that what you've got to do has changed, but how you do it is still you got this down.
Just again, I don't mean to sound like a broken record. I guess I do. Just don't get behind. It's going to be an intense 9 weeks. I promise. As intense as it's been. This will be intense. But then you're done. You can stand on your head for 9 weeks, can't you? I can't. I can't stand on my head at all, but you could do just about anything for 9 weeks. Right?
Dr. Revis, I haven't been to graduation in a few years, but in December when all these graduate, I think I'm going to make a trip to Gardner Webb and be a part of the graduation there.
Yeah.
And
That would be
Dr.
nice.
Revis is about an hour away, so I'm going to encourage her to be with me there too.
Yep. All right, guys, we're going to get off so you have time to eat and go to the bathroom before your class starts at 7. Any more questions?
I have one for Dr. Stedman if I could stay on.
Sure.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Some of you I'll see in 30 minutes. Others I'll see you in 4 weeks, okay? Doctor,
Who
all
was
right,
that? Who was that needed me?
I'm
I
going
did.
to pause the
Nicole.
recording. Hold on.